In the shadowy realms where myth and reality blur, there exists a legend so chilling, it whispers through the winds of the night. Welcome back to Night Terrors Network, where we unravel the world's most spine-tingling mysteries. Tonight, we delve deep into a tale that has haunted the nightmares of many, a legend steeped in fear, magic, and the unknown. The Skinwalker. These shape-shifting entities emerging from the rich tapestry of Native American folklore have captivated the imagination and ignited fear in the hearts of those who dare to speak their name. But what is the truth behind these enigmatic and feared creatures? Are they mere figments of ancestral storytelling, or is there something more lurking in the unseen corners of our reality? If you're brave enough to journey with us into this realm of darkness and mystery, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to Night Terrors Network. Your support helps us bring light to the darkest stories waiting in the shadows. Now, let's explore the unnerving legend of the Skinwalker and ask the daring question: is it real? Historical background of the Skinwalker legend. The Skinwalker legend, a profoundly enigmatic and disturbing part of Native American folklore, primarily originates from the Navajo culture, a part of the larger Athabascan language group which migrated into the southwest from Canada around 1400 CE. The term Skinwalker has been anglicized from the Navajo Yi Naldlushi, which literally translates to, by means of it, it goes on all fours. In Navajo culture, the Skinwalker is not just a tale of horror or intrigue. It represents something deeply spiritual and significantly complex. The Skinwalker is believed to be a witch or a sorcerer who has attained the highest level of priesthood in the witchcraft way, known as enthralling. These individuals are said to have the supernatural ability to transform or disguise themselves into specific animals, most commonly wolves, coyotes, foxes, cougars, dogs, or bears. Witchcraft in the Navajo belief system is the antithesis of the cultural and spiritual values that the community holds. It represents a malicious use of spiritual knowledge to harm others. This perversion of traditional healing practices is what makes the concept of the Skinwalker particularly heinous in the eyes of the Navajo people. The Skinwalker narrative, like many indigenous myths, is preserved through oral tradition. These stories are more than mere folklore. They serve as cautionary tales, social mores, and a means of instilling cultural norms. The Skinwalkers within these narratives often embody the consequences of breaking cultural taboos. There is limited archaeological evidence directly linked to the Skinwalker. However, petroglyphs, rock carvings, and pictographs, rock paintings, found in regions inhabited by the Navajo and other southwestern tribes depict figures that some interpret as having characteristics of the Skinwalker. These images often show anthropomorphic figures with animal attributes or humans transforming into animals, suggesting a long-standing cultural fascination with shape-shifting and transformation themes. Anthropologists studying Navajo culture note that the Skinwalker legend is deeply intertwined with the landscape. Places like the Four Corners region, where Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico meet, are often cited in Skinwalker stories, with certain locations believed to be cursed or spiritually significant. The first documented encounters of non-Navajo people with the concept of the Skinwalker come from early 20th century anthropological writings. These accounts were often filtered through the lens of cultural misunderstanding and prejudice, yet they provide a glimpse into the Navajo's spiritual world. In modern times, the Skinwalker legend has transcended its origins, entering the broader realm of American folklore and popular culture. While this has brought more attention to Navajo beliefs, it also raises concerns about cultural appropriation and misrepresentation. The historical background of the Skinwalker is as fascinating as it is complex. Rooted deeply in Navajo culture and spiritual beliefs, the legend speaks to universal themes of transformation, the misuse of power, and the fine line between human and animal, good and evil. The Skinwalker remains a powerful symbol, a reminder of the rich tapestry of Native American folklore and its enduring influence. Modern encounters and claims of Skinwalkers. In the modern era, The legend of the Skinwalker has transcended its traditional Navajo roots, evolving into a phenomenon that captures the imagination and fear of people across various cultures. This section explores contemporary encounters and claims, examining the ongoing impact of this legend in today's world. The 21st century has seen a surge in reported Skinwalker encounters, particularly in the southwestern United States. These accounts often describe eerie sightings of animal-like creatures with human characteristics or vice versa. Such narratives are frequently shared through online forums, social media, and in various documentaries and television series dedicated to paranormal phenomena. Perhaps the most famous site associated with modern Skinwalker claims is the Sherman Ranch, also known as Skinwalker Ranch. The ranch gained notoriety in the 1990s after reports of bizarre and unexplained phenomena, including sightings of strange creatures, UFOs, and other paranormal activities. Despite scientific investigations, many of these occurrences remain unexplained, fueling further speculation and intrigue. Numerous individuals have come forward with personal stories of encountering skinwalkers. These accounts often describe a sudden chill, a sense of dread, and the appearance of a creature that seems neither fully human nor animal. However, these stories, lacking physical evidence, remain anecdotal and are difficult to verify. The digital age has played a significant role in the spread of Skinwalker stories. Websites, podcasts, and online communities dedicated to the paranormal often feature detailed accounts of Skinwalker encounters, contributing to the legend's spread and evolution. While this has increased awareness, it has also led to sensationalism and the blurring of fact and fiction. Skeptics and scientists approach these claims with caution, often attributing them to a combination of misidentification, folklore influence, and psychological factors such as pareidolia, seeing meaningful images in random patterns, and the power of suggestion. No concrete scientific evidence has been found to substantiate the existence of skinwalkers. Psychologists suggest that the persistence of skinwalker stories in modern times can be linked to the human fascination with the unknown and the supernatural. They also note the role of such legends in expressing collective fears and uncertainties, particularly in times of social and environmental change. In regions where skinwalker stories are prevalent, there can be a tangible impact on local communities. Fear and fascination with these legends can affect tourism, local folklore, and even day-to-day life, as some residents take precautions against encountering these mythical beings. Modern encounters and claims of skinwalkers, while lacking empirical evidence, continue to stir the public's imagination and provoke debate. These contemporary narratives serve as a testament to the enduring power of folklore and its ability to adapt and persist in the modern world, reflecting broader cultural and psychological undercurrents. Scientific examination of the skinwalker phenomenon. While the Skinwalker legend holds a significant place in folklore and cultural narratives, it enters a different realm under the lens of scientific scrutiny. This section delves into the scientific examination of the Skinwalker phenomenon, exploring the various ways in which science approaches and interprets these claims. A cornerstone of scientific inquiry is empirical evidence, data that can be observed and measured. As of the present, there is no concrete empirical evidence supporting the physical existence of skinwalkers. Reported sightings and encounters lack the rigorous documentation, physical traces, or reproducible conditions that science demands for validation. Pareidolia and apophenia. These phenomena describe the human tendency to perceive meaningful patterns in random data. Pareidolia refers to seeing recognizable images in vague visual stimuli, like seeing faces in clouds, while apophenia relates to finding connections or patterns in unrelated or random data. These cognitive biases could explain some skinwalker sightings, where observers may interpret animal behaviors or silhouettes as something more sinister or human-like. Hallucinations and psychological states. Stress, fear, and certain mental health conditions can lead to hallucinations. In heightened states of anxiety or fear, especially in locations reputed to be haunted or cursed, like Skinwalker Ranch, individuals may be more prone to experiencing and believing in supernatural encounters. Sociologists and anthropologists view the Skinwalker legend through the lens of cultural context and human belief systems. These academic fields consider how legends like the Skinwalker serve as societal mechanisms for explaining the unexplainable, enforcing moral codes, and providing a sense of control over the unknown. Researchers in media studies have examined how the portrayal of skinwalkers in films, television, and online platforms has influenced public perception. This media presence often blurs the line between folklore and reality, shaping how people interpret their experiences and the stories they hear or read. Ecologists and wildlife experts sometimes contribute to understanding skinwalker reports by providing rational explanations for animal behavior or misidentified wildlife. In many reported skinwalker encounters, the descriptions of the creatures often match behaviors or characteristics of known animal species, particularly those native to the American Southwest. Folklorists and historians emphasize the importance of legends like the Skinwalker in preserving cultural heritage and identity. They also explore how these stories evolve over time, adapting to contemporary contexts while retaining their core themes and functions. From a scientific standpoint, the Skinwalker phenomenon is a complex interplay of psychology, sociology, anthropology, and ecology. While there is no physical evidence to support the literal existence of skinwalkers, the legend's persistence highlights important aspects of human nature, culture, and belief. Scientific examination offers a framework for understanding why such legends endure and how they adapt to modern societies, reminding us of the enduring power and importance of folklore in human culture. Are you finding this journey through the shadowy world of the Skinwalker as gripping as we are? If you're enjoying this exploration into one of the most mystifying legends of the paranormal, we have a small favor to ask. Take a moment to hit that like button below. It really helps us out and lets us know that you're enjoying our content. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to Night Terrors Network. We have a lot more mysteries to uncover together. By subscribing and tapping the bell icon, you'll become part of our community of supernatural enthusiasts and ensure you never miss out on our explorations into the unknown. Plus, it's a great way to support the channel and keep these chilling tales coming. Now, let's dive back into the enigmatic and eerie world of the Skinwalker. What secrets will we uncover next? Cultural impact and representation of the Skinwalker legend. The Skinwalker, once a deeply held element of Navajo folklore, has transcended its origins to become a figure of widespread intrigue and representation in broader culture. This section examines the cultural impact and representation of the Skinwalker, exploring its journey from sacred lore to a symbol in popular culture. The Skinwalker legend began to gain traction outside Native American communities in the late 20th century. This was facilitated by increased interest in paranormal phenomena and the rise of media focusing on unexplained mysteries. Books, documentaries, and internet forums played pivotal roles in introducing the Skinwalker to a global audience. Literature and film. The Skinwalker has been featured in various novels and films, often portrayed as a malevolent, shape-shifting entity. While these portrayals have brought the legend to a wider audience, they frequently diverge from the original Navajo context, sometimes leading to misrepresentations that overlook the cultural and spiritual significance of the Skinwalker. Television and documentaries. Numerous TV shows and documentaries have explored the Skinwalker legend with varying degrees of accuracy and respect for its cultural origins. Shows like Lost Tapes and documentaries about the Skinwalker Ranch have popularized the legend, but often with a sensationalist approach. As the legend gained popularity, concerns arose within the Navajo community and other Native American groups about cultural appropriation and misinterpretation. The commercialization of a sacred and culturally significant legend has been seen as a form of cultural insensitivity, sometimes leading to stereotypes and misconceptions about Navajo beliefs and practices. Academics in the fields of anthropology, sociology, and cultural studies have debated the implications of the Skinwalker's representation in popular culture. Scholars emphasize the need for a respectful and accurate portrayal of indigenous folklore, highlighting the importance of understanding and preserving cultural heritage. The advent of the internet and social media has played a significant role in the spread and evolution of the Skinwalker legend. Online platforms have allowed for the rapid dissemination of stories and experiences, often blurring the lines between fact and fiction. This has led to a new form of myth-making, where the Skinwalker adapts to contemporary fears and fascinations. The portrayal of the Skinwalker in popular culture has influenced both local and global perceptions of Navajo culture. While it has brought attention to Navajo folklore, it has also led to a generalized and sometimes distorted view of Native American spirituality and traditions. The cultural impact and representation of the Skinwalker legend are multifaceted and complex. While it has introduced a vital aspect of Navajo culture to a broader audience, this exposure comes with challenges related to cultural appropriation, misrepresentation, and the balance between entertainment and respect for cultural heritage. The Skinwalker's journey from sacred lore to a figure in popular culture highlights the dynamic relationship between folklore and contemporary society, underscoring the need for cultural sensitivity and awareness. Comparing Skinwalkers to Dogmen, Wendigos, and Werewolves. The Skinwalker legend shares the stage with other mythical creatures in global folklore, particularly those associated with shape-shifting and supernatural attributes. This section explores the similarities and differences between Skinwalkers and other entities like Dogmen, Wendigos, and Werewolves, providing a fascinating cross-cultural examination of these legendary beings. Originating from Navajo culture, Skinwalkers are believed to be witches with the ability to transform into, possess, or disguise themselves as animals. Central to their lore is the theme of moral corruption and the misuse of sacred practices. Dogmen, mainly a part of North American folklore, are described as humanoid creatures with canine features. Unlike Skinwalkers, Dogmen are not typically associated with shape-shifting. They are often portrayed as natural yet mysterious creatures with a lore that doesn't necessarily imply the transformation of humans into animals. Wendigos come from the folklore of the Algonquian-speaking peoples of North America. These creatures are often associated with cannibalism, extreme cold, and starvation. Unlike Skinwalkers, which are humans transforming into animal forms, Wendigos are believed to be humans transformed into monstrous beings due to their greed or taboo behaviors, particularly cannibalism. Werewolves, prevalent in European folklore, are perhaps the most globally recognized of these creatures. They are humans who transform into wolves, usually under specific conditions, such as a full moon. Werewolf lore focuses heavily on the loss of humanity and the uncontrollable nature of the transformation, differing from the Skinwalker's deliberate and controlled use of transformation. Similarities: shape-shifting. All these creatures share a common theme of shape-shifting or transformation, blurring the lines between human and animal. Moral and ethical undertones. Each legend incorporates themes of morality, often warning against greed, corruption, or other social taboos. Connection with nature. Skinwalkers, Dogmen, Wendigos, and Werewolves all have strong connections to the natural world and its spiritual or mystical aspects. Differences: cultural origins and context. Each creature originates from different cultural contexts, shaping their characteristics and the themes they represent. For example, the Skinwalker is deeply rooted in Navajo culture and spiritual practices, while the Wendigo reflects the hardships and environmental challenges faced by the Algonquian peoples. Motivations and abilities. Skinwalkers are often depicted as having control over their transformation, using it for specific purposes. In contrast, Wendigos and Werewolves are typically portrayed as victims of a curse or a consequence, with less control over their actions. Representation in folklore and media. While the werewolf has been widely popularized in global media, often romanticized or vilified, creatures like the Skinwalker, Wendigo, and Dogmen remain more closely tied to their cultural origins, with less mainstream representation. The comparison of Skinwalkers with Dogmen, Wendigos, and Werewolves reveals a rich tapestry of folklore across different cultures. Each legend, while unique in its origins and interpretations, shares common themes of transformation, human-animal boundaries, and moral allegories. This cross-cultural exploration underscores the universal human fascination with the supernatural and the ways in which folklore reflects the values, fears, and challenges of societies. Final conclusion: unraveling the mystery of the Skinwalker legend. Our exploration of the Skinwalker legend has taken us through a labyrinth of history, culture, modern encounters, scientific analysis, and comparative mythology. From its roots in Navajo folklore to its place in contemporary culture and media, the Skinwalker narrative has proven to be much more than a simple tale of supernatural beings. The journey began with understanding the historical background of the Skinwalker, deeply embedded in Navajo culture and spirituality. This exploration highlighted the importance of respecting and preserving indigenous narratives, emphasizing the need to approach such legends with cultural sensitivity. In examining modern encounters and claims, we delved into the complex interplay between belief, perception, and storytelling. These narratives, thriving in the digital age, demonstrate the human penchant for the mysterious and the unexplained, continuing to shape the Skinwalker legend in new ways. The scientific examination provided a grounding contrast to the supernatural elements of the legend. By applying psychological, sociological, and ecological lenses, we gained insights into why such stories persist and how they evolve, reminding us of the limitations and the power of human understanding. The comparative analysis with other mythical creatures like Dogmen, Wendigos, and Werewolves illustrated the universality of shape-shifting themes in folklore. This cross-cultural perspective revealed shared human fears and fascinations, transcending geographical and cultural boundaries. Our exploration of the Skinwalker's cultural impact and representation in media shed light on the complex dynamics of folklore in modern society. It underscored the challenges of balancing entertainment with cultural respect and highlighted the role of media in shaping and perpetuating legends. The Skinwalker legend, like many myths and folklore, serves as a mirror reflecting human fears, desires, and values. It transcends its origins to speak to universal themes, the blurred lines between good and evil, the natural and the supernatural, reality and imagination. As we conclude this journey, it's clear that the legend of the Skinwalker is not just a story about shape-shifting witches, but a narrative rich with cultural, psychological, and sociological significance. In the end, the enduring mystery of the Skinwalker reminds us of the enduring power of storytelling and its ability to connect us across time and culture. As we continue to explore and narrate these legends, we keep alive a vital part of our shared human heritage, fostering a sense of wonder and curiosity about the world's many mysteries.